Today is Premium Screen Night. I'm on a mission to see if I can get through all the houses, see all the entertainment, and eat at every booth. Come with me and see if we can get it all done. I picked up my Premium Screen Night lanyard. Here it is. I checked in, and you can check in at 3 locations. It's the same locations that you would do for Stay and Scream. And they also gave me a wristband. So the 3 locations are Lombard's Seafood and Grill. Then there's also the Minion Cafe. You can also get at Bill & Con Minion Blast, and there are some doors just before you get to the shop that have team members there that will give you your lanyard and your wristband. The Wizard World to realize that the Death Eaters were out. This was around 4 o'clock, so if you check in early, you can see the Death Eaters before Halloween Horror Nights officially kicks off. I was waiting for the food booths to open, but they didn't open early like I had hoped. My plan of attack was to eat at most of the food locations at Gramercy Park before going through houses, but that didn't happen. I realized that 3 houses were going to open early at 5:15, Fallout, Five Nights at Freddy's, and the Y at 6. I first entered the Five Nights at Freddy's line, but unfortunately, as soon as I got in line, it became delayed. Then I realized the Y at 6 was also delayed when I exited the queue. So my early start on the houses didn't work out, and instead I waited for the opening ceremony of Halloween Horror Nights. Looking at the crowd, I should have known my mission to get everything done would be a fail. Okay, hopefully you can hear me. This is really loud out here. But now I got food from the Fallout booth, so I'm starting with that. The Fallout booth had 2 lines. The front is for food and the side is for drinks. During Premium Scream Night, food and non-alcoholic drinks are free. However, they were charging for the Rataway. I assume it's because of the souvenir IV bag. That was the only item I got charged for. It started raining when I was in line for the drinks. That didn't help with trying to get everything done. At that point, it was better to get in line for the houses in order to get out of the rain. I waited about 30 minutes for Five Nights at Freddy's and 20 minutes for the Horror of the Y at 6. I can't film inside the houses. Universal only picks a certain amount of people that get special access. They get permission for them, and they come and do an RIP tour on opening night. They worked with Jim Henson Creature Shop, and the animatronics look great. And there were more animatronics than I was expecting. They were around every corner. It was a great house. I wish I could have gone through it a second time. The Y at 6 had a lot of scare actors coming out constantly in that house. Then I went to El Artista, a Spanish haunting. That was about a 20-minute wait. That was a beautiful house. The manor is called La Casa Creacion, and the facade was beautiful. There was a fountain in a courtyard at one point. That's 3 houses down. The Cursed Carnival booth had the longest wait all night long, so I didn't try the Death by Cheese Stick. But the Clown Cafe had a much shorter line. I will be doing a different video that goes over the food in more detail. But the team members really were great all night long. They tried to keep the food lines going quickly. One team member was handing out the cookies while people stood in line. I finally went through my first scare zone, Mutations Toxic 20s. There were so many scare actors. The scare actors are amazing. They do such a great job at staying in character. couldn't find any tables inside Louie's restaurant, so I sat at a table outside. Don't sit here if you don't want to interact with these characters, because this is where they do their change out. And while I was sitting there, they did a change of actors. While I sat there, just a few that were coming out tried to scare me. And then the ones going back in, there was probably at least like 5 of them that tried to scare me. Time was starting to run out, and only a few shows were left for the Hauntophonic and Nightmare Fuel. So I wanted to catch one of those shows, but first I went to Mel's Die-In and Cat Lady of Crooked Lane.
Do you see all the Halloween decorations, my furry babies? Yes, yes, Fortuna. All the little naughty children will arrive and dinner will be served. Yes, yes, my hungry babies. Horace, when the cat's away, the mice will play. So, let's go catch those mice and gut them proper.
Hatchet and Chains only had a 10-minute wait, so I got in line thinking I'd be done before the next show of Nightmare Fuel. But it turned out to be a 40-minute wait. So instead, I walked very quickly to Hauntophonic, which had just started. The last show for Nightmare Fuel, Circus of Decay, was at 12:30, and I had just enough time to go to my 5th house before the show started. I enjoyed Fallout. They did a great job with all the sets to make it feel like you're a part of that world, but the timing of the scare actors was off, for some of the rooms and some effects weren't working, but I still liked the house. I had about 20 minutes until Nightmare Fuel was to start when I got done with Fallout. They don't allow recording or photos of the show, so unfortunately I can't show you Nightmare Fuel, but it was really good. And that completes the entertainment portion. I managed to see both shows. Then I went to my 6th house of the night, Galkin, Monsters of the North. This one had big set designs. By the time I was done, I had less than 30 minutes before the event was over. I had to decide, do I go through one more house or do I eat at one more food booth? I decided to grab some food, hoping that maybe I'd have just enough time to get in line for one more house. But it was almost 2 a.m. once I finished my food, and I still had one more scare zone to go through. Unfortunately, the scare actors were no longer there by the time I made it to Masquerade Dance with Death. Today I failed my mission to do everything. I only walked through 6 of the 10 houses, and I only ate at 6 of the food booths. I did complete all the entertainment, but missed one of the scare zones. I had high expectations for Premium Scream Night after last year's event. I really thought 10 houses would be easily done. This was a sold-out event this year, and it seems Universal may have sold too many tickets, but this is only its second year, so they're still figuring it out. I have no doubt that next year will be better, because I do think Universal really does listen to their fans and will continue to improve Premium Scream Night. At least this year they didn't run out of food. They did really good with that, especially how crazy the food lines were. The event had free food and non-alcoholic drinks included, and I calculated what I would have spent for what I ate and drank. The total would have been $193.65, not including tax. And if I were to add a normal one-day Halloween Horror Nights ticket, that's about $90. That gives me a total of $283.65. I paid $360 for the ticket, but with tax it came out to $380. Premium Scream Night would have been worth it if I had eaten more food and if the lines were shorter. I think the ticket price should be a little less to make it really worth it. But I did have a good night. I didn't accomplish my goal, and I wasn't ready for the long food lines, and I expected the houses to be walk-ons or 10-minute waits. But hopefully next year they sell less tickets. I wasn't prepared for the crowds. I live thousands of miles away from Orlando, and I only had one day to experience Halloween Horror Nights. I'm sad I didn't get to experience all the houses, but I still had fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I will have another video about the food at Halloween Horror Nights. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that.